Well, hello, and thank you all so much for joining us on today. It really is an honor and a privilege to have with me 7th Ward Shorty, our very own son of the city of New Orleans, and as the mayor of the city of New Orleans, Latoya Cantrell, your TD, just having again the honor of hosting 7th Ward right here in my office. Again, it's a delight. So thank you so much
Thank y'all for having me.
for being here, for taking the time, but also me making the time
Yes, ma'am.
to highlight you, what you're doing, what you're about, and also underscoring that you are the future
Yes,
of
ma'am.
the city of New Orleans, your city.
Yes, ma'am.
So with that, give us a little bit of something. Let me know, let us all know, where did this 7th Ward Shorty, the name 7th Ward Shorty, come from?
Well, I've always been short all my life, coming up in the streets of the 7th Ward, and it kind of stuck with me, and by me being, I went to 28, running through the streets, everybody, hey, Shorty, Shorty, Shorty. So as I got older, the 7th Ward mantra kind of like, kind of tied itself to me, and I just been calling myself that all my life.
So your mom, your family?
Everybody, my grandmother, my mama, my cousin, everybody called me 7th Ward Shorty.
Very good.
Every single person in my family. They've been calling me that all my life.
Well, and it really sounds and even feels like you're proud of that. What makes you so proud of that?
What makes me so proud of that is that I'm a real New Orleanian, and I'm not saying what makes me a real New Orleanian is not because I'm like a public figure. Nah, it's because I bled, cried, sweated, and everything in these streets of New Orleans. From, I went through multiple mayors, I went through multiple entertainment industries, different people that, that let me down, that helped me. So everything good and bad the city has to offer, I've experienced it to the highest magnitude possible.
Very good. And we're going to get into a little bit more, on your story for you to share in that regard. But before we do, I really want to know, what does the phrase young IB, what does that mean?
Young IB. So a lot of guys call me Young IB. That means young intelligent brother.
Okay.
So it's like one of my alter egos. A lot of my songs don't always have that dance or that bop. Some of my stuff are real, is real inspirational. I do a lot of gospel stuff and I do a lot of hip hop.
Okay.
So on my hip hop side, a lot of my hip hop fans calls me Young IB, Young Intelligent Brother.
Young intelligent brother.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that really has to make you feel good.
Yeah. Sometimes I think about it, but I still have a lot of work to do.
Do you feel like it puts added pressure on you to continue to be that intelligent brother, young intelligent brother, people looking up to you?
Yes. That's why I just re-enrolled in college. I'm the new student at Full Sail University. I major in music business, so I'm going for my bachelor's of science, and it puts a lot of pressure on me because they always forces me to evolve and to sharpen my skill set every single day.
Right. And sometimes, we all need a little pressure. A little tension is good.
Yeah, facts.
I always say to my daughter and even to it's that spirit of humility, that it kind of forces you to cling on to that spirit of humility that gets you in and gets you through.
Facts.
But to remind you, you're human, remind you that you're here for a purpose as well.
Yes.
We have to humble ourselves even to receive and understand that purpose.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
I appreciate that. Tell me about this headband, because I see you all around. You always had that headband on. I said, look at 7th Ward. Yeah.
So the bandanas is called the Band of Life. A lot of my fans, they see a lot of the kids around the world wearing the bandanas. So what I did was I forced my record label to help me, change a negative image into a positive connotation. And the headbands is nothing gang related. It's just a representation of me feeling free, me feeling like, just being myself and being able to have a different color bandana or headband to match an outfit. It just makes me feel good, and it has become a part of my image, and the kids has caught on to it, and it just makes me feel good.
Okay, and that's just what you're saying, just being able to put that headband on. You know, you're not repping a gang, a
Yes,
set,
ma'am.
or anything, but it's about your own personality.
Yes,
and,
ma'am.
and it seems like, too, encouraging others to be free,
Just be
be
yourself.
who they, yes.
Yes, ma'am. That's all it's about. It's all about, you know, when people see me with these headbands, no matter what color, no matter if it's black, white, blue, red, or green, it just merely just means Shorty just being himself. He's not afraid to just be him, you know, anywhere he goes, you know, and I encourage everybody to do the same thing.
That's right. And real men wear pink.
Yes, real men wear pink,
Yes,
man.
all right, yeah.
Breast cancer awareness, y'all.
That's it. All the time.
Real
All
talk.
the time. We don't need to wait till October.
Facts,
That's
every day.
right. That's every day. And strong women and men
Yeah.
who are survivors.
Yes,
you know.
yes, they do got me. A lot of people, that's a nugget. A lot of people don't know that.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. But I do want to learn just a little bit more about. You have a song called it's Like Shorty.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Like
I wanted
Shorty.
to know tell me about that.
Like Shorty is pretty much that's probably the biggest song that I have out. It's the theme song for these bandanas. And just to quote the first line of the song, I say, you know, you got to shake this world while you're here. Say it loud, cause this your year. Cause all the promises your mama pitched you, I pray you make it there. You finally got a band of life on your head. You better watch me before I bred young shorties. Because I was born to meet you. I'm trying to reach you. Man, that's the hook of that song. And it just became a massive, massive influential song across the world, just unexpectedly.
Right. So when you think about our juveniles, our young people in our city, and we have some beautiful, thriving young people who are the majority.
Right, facts.
You know, but we do, have some of our young people that touch the line and then even sometimes cross the line. What would you say to them, especially when you think about like Shorty?
Right. Well, when I think about the youngsters, that's crossing the line, that's doing all this stuff, like when I watch the news and watch these dudes creeping into these cars at gas stations and stuff like that, it's disheartening. It hurts because, these guys are committing these crimes because they don't know. They don't know that they don't even have to do that. They don't know that there's a better way. And the reason why they don't know, because all the influence that they're surrounded by is exactly just like them. So they are walking in the similitude of people that are like-minded like them. And so what I would want to say to them is, that you have to come up and define a personality for yourself. A lot of people in our city, black or white, it doesn't matter. We have identity crisis. And a lot of us, and I know this, I meet a lot of people every day, whether they're in politics, whether they're in the streets or whatever. A lot of us have identity crisis. We don't really know who we are. So what I would encourage the young people, discover who you really are and stick with that and be comfortable with that. And that way, that you can make yourself stick out like a sore thumb in the world and become that positive impact that you're trying to become.
Yeah, that positive impact.
Yes, ma'am.
Because they definitely can be. It's all in them. Absolutely, and equipped with that. Who's your record label?
My record, so I'm the CEO and chairman of Clear Business Entertainment alongside my business partners, Greg Parver and Rasan Buggage. So Greg and I are the owners of Clear Business Entertainment, LLC. And I'm the premier artist under the label as well. And Rasan Buggage, we call him Bug, he's the operations manager for the entire record company. And that's pretty much it. It's just us three, and we just trying to get it.
Now, were they connected to you growing up, or, how did that friendship come about?
Rasan Buggage, which is my manager and operations manager, he wasn't really connected with me growing up, but he met me along the way in my young adulthood and kind of tried to help foster some of the stuff that, the issues that I had. Greg came along, months or years later, when he heard a few records that I put out in the city, and he was intrigued. He's actually a Caucasian guy that's from Salt Lake City, Utah. He was intrigued about, a few of the records and decided to, lend me a helping hand. And so we sat down at the table, we talked about it, we came up with a little plan that we thought would work. We implemented it, and now I'm sitting in your office.
Very good. So both seem to have offered themselves as mentors to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Kind of help guide you, someone you can talk to, feeling safe around.
Yes, ma'am.
That's very interesting. I mean, mentors are very important. I think that's what we need more of in our city and working with our young people.
Definitely changed my life. Definitely have, and I didn't only have male mentors. I also had female mentors.
Sure.
You know, there was a lot of great men and women, black and white alike, that catered to my life, that made me the person that I am today. You know, that I'm able to receive from anybody that have something, you know, essential to give me.
Sure. Well, it's absolutely necessary, especially,
ma'am.
you know, we all fall.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, sometimes we all fall down, but it's that getting back up, you
That's
know.
the part.
And I know you spent some time in jail, incarcerated.
Yes, ma'am. Did 9 years of incarceration, 6 years in Angola State Penitentiary, 3 years in Dixon Correctional Institution. I mean, for me, the jail experience was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. You know, if I hadn't went to jail, I probably would be dead. We probably would have never met. You know, my mind frame was not like it was then. I was, you know, very uneducated to a large influx, you know, and I mean, I had to go away. I had to go away, you know, not saying that I went away for the crime that I was convicted for, but I went away because of the things that I didn't get caught for. You know, I did a lot of wrong in my life, you know, and this is why I got the respect of the people in New Orleans. It's not because I rap good. It's because they know my story is authentic. They know Shorty he really came from the streets for real. Like, he really was shooting guns. He really was promiscuous. He really did these things for real. And this man has changed his life for real. He no longer want to go back to these things.
Right. Well, and you seem to be a real example, even to our young people in
Yes,
the
ma'am.
city right now.
Yes, ma'am.
And those who may have fallen short, you know, at some point. But you're that example that you can turn it around.
Yes, ma'am.
You can find another pathway.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I mean, like one of my fans asked me on social media. He said, "Hey, Shorty, all this positive stuff you're doing, what are you trying to project to the world? What you trying to change the world by yourself? You trying to do the same thing Tupac did and all these prestigious people that came before you?" I said, "Nah, brother." I say, Shorty smart enough to know that's impossible. I cannot change the world, but what I can do is I can be real influential and make people want to change themselves.
Right.
All I gotta do is live it. All I gotta do is live it, and based off of people loving me and respecting me to the magnitude enough, they would say, "You know what, bro? Man, if Shorty can do that, bro, I can do it.
Absolutely.
If Shorty can get it right, out of all people, I can do it, man."
Absolutely.
And that's what we're shooting for.
Absolutely. Well, I'm right there with you, I have
Yes,
to
ma'am.
say.
I know you
So, in regards to, you know, Shorty getting it right, Shorty making not only a name for yourself,
Right.
but again, being that example, what are some of your, you know, future aspirations, your goals?
So one of my future aspirations, one of the biggest one is I want to eventually in the future of my career, I want to be the first artist solo by myself with no headliner, nobody else on stage. I want to sell out the Superdome in my hometown. That is the first thing I want to do. That's the biggest thing I want to tackle in my career. And another thing I want to do is I want to open up my record company here. I feel as though like all the the patriarchs that came before me, the other major companies that we have, the No Limits, the Cash Moneys, I feel, and this is my personal opinion, and I know a lot of people maybe get upset about this, but I believe by them not having any type of prestigious building set up, any prominent building, just something to rent. They don't even have to be in there, just a lady with a telephone with the building that said a name. But without having that in our city, it snatches the inspiration and hope from all the men and women that's very talented. We don't have nothing to look forward to like everybody else. We can't walk up Paul Street or Canal Street and look up and be like, oh, No Limit Records or Universal Records. We don't have that. And that's a problem, man. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to change that.
Very good. So it sounds like you're willing to create a partnership,
yes, ma'am.
Be very collaborative, and working with those who've come before you
yes,
that
ma'am.
have, put bounce music on the scene.
Oh, yeah.
And the evolution of hip hop could not have evolved without the city of New Orleans.
Facts.
So it sounds like you want to.
Man, it's so many talented men and women in this city that never ever will ever get the chance, and it's heartbreaking. I meet so many women and men that are very, very talented, but they don't have anything to go to and exploit themselves. It's like guys be asking me to sign them to my record company. Man, I'm not in a position to sign people right now. I'm still, God is still working on me, But, when I hear guys say that, I wish they had a Universal or Virgin Records or something like that where I can, send somebody to these people. And it's just heartbreaking, But But I am willing to collaborate with any and everybody. It doesn't matter. You know, my catalog speaks for itself, man. You know, everybody can see and go on Spotify and see how I've worked with everybody from Big Frida to Keita Black to Lupe Fiasco. Every single person I've lent a hand to.
Well, I think that's a great challenge. Really a challenge for all, because it absolutely is possible. And based on the success
Yes, ma'am.
of the artists you mentioned, and of course, you know, being from this city, I believe that is a wonderful, wonderful
Yes,
goal
ma'am.
and an aspiration to have. And I also believe, you know, when you talk about whether it's P or a Juvie or Baby or even Lil
Right.
Wayne, like we can do it.
Yeah.
So I stand with you on that,
Yes,
and
yes.
however I can work with you all to make it happen, you got it.
Oh, man.
No
that's
doubt
right.
about it. But I also wanted to, I want to know, what do you enjoy doing besides your music?
Horticulture. Horticulture. And I know that a lot of people may laugh at me about that, but I mean, I love plants. I'm sorry. I love plants. I have a green thumb. I actually am better at plants than music. I'm a licensed taxonomist in the state of Louisiana. I know the entire botanical system of nomenclature. I know every plant in the world in Latin. I enjoy walking around, identifying plants, classifying plants, learning them, looking at them, seeing what makes the chlorophyll, strengthening them. I love that type stuff.
Well, you know what? You just enlightened me on your capacity and skills that you have.
Yes, ma'am.
I love horticulture as well.
Wow.
But especially when you think about our city, the environment in which we're in, you think about climate change, you think about us needing to embrace, and we are, green infrastructure.
Yes.
Where we just cut the ribbon on the Pontilli,
Yeah, I saw that on new.
where it's holding 8 million gallons of water, keeping it from going into the
Wow.
drains, flooding homes. But one of the key components all around it is the vegetation, which all is aligned with horticulture. So, man, I think we need to engage you on a higher scale in this city.
Hey, I'm with it. I love horticulture. I have 5 state license and things like that. I mean, we'll talk about some stuff, but I really love plants. My favorite plant is a bird of paradise, which is Strelitzia reginae would be the genus and species for that plant.
Well, and we have many community gardens. We have community gardens in schools. And I think that's another way to get you to interface with our young people, being hands-on,
Yes, I love
and
it.
exposing them
Love it.
to something different,
I love
but
it.
that benefits us all.
The rapping plant man.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. So look, before we end, we got to share with our audience, one, how they can follow you,
Okay.
get more connected, to you and your music, and also listen. Some want to, they asked me to ask you, where can they find this hoodie?
Oh, man,
this
so-
custom hoodie you have.
So I'm the only 7-wall shorty in the world. So y'all can just type that name in any search engine, whether it's Spotify or YouTube. It doesn't matter. That's as far as the music and social media. The hoodie, they can go to my website www.clearbusiness.com.
Okay.
Or they can call 504-919-7860 to order a hoodie or any type of other merchandise. But I'm pretty sure that everything else is comprehensible. It's on the internet. They'll pretty much navigate their way.
Very good. Well, we need to make sure that we have a slide up there giving the information
Yes,
you
ma'am.
just shared.
Yes, ma'am.
That's critical.
Yes, ma'am.
Information is key.
Yes, ma'am. Information
And
is
we
key.
have to democratize the information around here. So one other thing before I let you go, and this is something that I know will speak to the minds and hearts of the people in our city, particularly as we have flattened the curve 3 times. We were a major hot spot for coronavirus.
Right.
We have led in regards to how we responded to this pandemic, and also leading in the state and in the country getting our people vaccinated. Now, I know you had a little hesitancy there,
Right.
but you've since overcome that hesitancy.
Yes.
But tell me when you're going to get your shot.
I'm going to get my shot today.
All right,
I'm going to
now.
get my shot. I'm going to get my shot today.
Very good, man. Well, thank you again for coming to City Hall. We have shots available for you at City
Yes,
Hall.
ma'am.
And if 7 Ward Shorty understands the need, then that means that we all should understand the need.
Facts.
But it is the way that we're going to regain the life, that how we want to live our life in our
Yes, ma'am.
city. That's second to none in the world.
Yes, ma'am.
This is a world-class city.
Man, this is the greatest city on earth.
Yep, and we the only one with the 7 Ward Shorty. That's it.
Like Shorty.
Yep, representing on that global scale,
Yes,
but
ma'am.
right here in the city of New Orleans. I'm so proud of you.
Man, thank you so much. I know
I'm
you
behind
are.
you 100%.
I know you are, man.
I want to encourage support of you and for you. And that's what our people need to succeed and reach their fullest potential. And you're never too young and you're never too old.
Yes, ma'am.
But you can always do the right thing, and you're doing that for our people, for our city. So keep it up,
Yes,
man.
ma'am. Thank you so much, man.
Anything you
I
want to
mean,
share?
man, everybody, I'm an open book. My life is a open book, man. Y'all can follow me on all social media handles at 7 Ward Shorty. That is the number 7 THWARDSHORTY. And like the mayor said, just wait for the video to end for the slide that my administration is going to put on there for the information.
Thank you so much, and I need you to post that video when you get that shot.
Yes, ma'am. I got you.
All right, very good. Well, thank you so much, and love you, man.
Love you too, man.
Absolutely. You're a good husband, too. Yeah, let me put that in there. But listen, I know my girl will say, I'm a good wife, too. I'm a good woman, too. So.
Yeah, my wife, she love me, man. She's sitting back watching me do all this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, listen, it takes a strong woman to have your back, but let me tell you, a woman needs a strong man to have her back, too.
Yes,
so
ma'am.
I appreciate you, man.
Man, thank you so much, man.
And I'll be following you and
Thank
keep
you so
doing
much.
good.
Yes, ma'am.
All
Thank
right.
you, man.
Thank you.